started here shortly. We are Southwest Louisiana Credit Union, and we have Miss Kimberly Thomas on from the Small Business Development Center at McNeese State University, and she is going to help us facilitate a wonderful presentation on starting your new business. And we're going to jump in at the end and talk about how we can help you finance your business idea here at Southwest. So we want to thank you for taking time out of your day to join us here during your lunch hour or during whatever you're doing, just to take time to be with us today. There is a chat feature or question and answer. Feel free to drop questions in while we're on, and before we get off in a little while, we hope to be able to address those questions and either type the answer to you, answer you individually, or we can try to answer you live. And if we can't get the answer to you, we'll reach back out and contact you directly and get the answers for you. So again, thank you all for joining us. This is another edition of Smart Money Moves for 2022. And we bring to you one of our partners in the community, the Small Business Development Center at McNeese State University. Their office is located in the Seed Center, right across from McNeese. And Miss Kimberly is a small business guru. I'm sure she has a more exact title, but she's going to give you all the tips and tools for starting your small business and what they can do for you at the Small Business Development Center. And I have Shelly and Catherine with me. They are in our business services department here at Southwest, and they can answer all the questions on helping you get the money that you need to get your business funded. So again, thank you for joining us. And Miss Kimberly, whenever you are ready, feel free to take it over.
Okay, hello everybody. Once again, I'm Kimberly Thomas, and I am a business consultant here with the Small Business Development Center at McNeese, who's our host university. I'm going to go right into sharing my screen so you can see the slides, and I'll give you more information about what we do and how we can help you. Okay, so we're going to start with this class, of course, is starting in financing your business idea. I've kind of made it a little bit shorter, so to be respectful of time. Once again, if you have questions, just put them in the chat box or put them in the question and answer box, and we'll be sure to get back with you. I want to let you know that we are sponsored by McNeese State University, as well as the SBA, Louisiana Economic Development, the Alliance, and SASOC. They all make it possible for us to do what we do for our clients every day. We are also funded by your tax dollars, which makes all the services that we provide free to you and confidential. So that's something that's really important, and we're going to talk about that quite a bit. Let's get right into it. We're going to start off with steps to starting and financing your business idea. What we're going to cover today is developing a business plan, what's in a name, registering your business with the Louisiana Secretary of State or filing a assumed name certificate, also known as a DBA or doing business as, obtaining your tax ID numbers, establishing your finances, obtain required licensing and permits, marketing your business, and business insurance. Do you really need it? So we're going to go right into it. I'm going to start off by giving you a challenge to questions to ask yourself before you invest your time and money into starting a new business. And I'm going to let you guys read through that. And I'm just going to highlight some of the questions that I have here that I think are more important. The first one is, why do I want to start a new business? It's always important to understand your why. Your why must be something that drives you and helps you to keep yourself dedicated and disciplined in starting your new business. The other one that's important is, how much money do I need to get started and cover expenses until my business can stand on its own? This is one mistake that we see a lot of small businesses make when they're starting out, that they don't estimate well when it comes to how much they're going to need to run the business. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit and show you some of the information that we share with our business clients that will help you determine that. Have you ever worked in a business like the one you're starting? That's really important. You need to kind of know what's going on. You have to be an expert in that area to make your business successful, or you will have to get someone from the outside that knows that business, which can also drive up your expenses. The last one on this page is, do you know your credit score and how it will affect your business venture? That's something we have conversations about. I know it's not always the most comfortable conversation, but it's so important to the success of your business. So let's go right into the first step, which would be building your business plan. And I have a familiar saying, not having a plan is planning to fail. So we really want to talk a little bit about a business plan. Why is it important? A business plan tells the story of your business. It lets people know the whys and the hows and how you came to the idea of starting your business. It gives you a description of what you sell and what you provide. It needs to let whoever the person that is seeing this business plan understand what it is that you do. It explains what problems you're solving for the customer. So starting a business not only should be done because it's something that you enjoy or something that you like, it should be a business that's going to solve a problem or provide something to customers or clients that they would otherwise not be able to get. Typically, who will see your business plan would be lenders or banks that you submit your loan to, investors that may want to partner with you or put money into your business with the idea or the what's the word I'm looking for? The idea or the responsibility for you paying them back a return on that money. And most importantly, a business plan is for you. It helps you to keep focused and keep on track toward your business goals. So out of all of these people, the business plan really should be something that you work with, that you look at on a consistent basis. What information is on the business plan? Well, information that's on the business plan starts with an executive summary. And the executive summary basically is the description of the business, the legal structure, whether your business is an LLC, sole proprietors, S Corp, C Corp, who owns the business, and what amount are you asking for if you are presenting this to a lender or an investor, partner, whatever the case may be. The next one is the business description. That's pretty self-explanatory. It's going to talk about what your business sells or does, but it also includes having a vision or a mission statement, which is something that's important too, and gives the reader a little bit more information about the whys behind starting your business. Goals, you're going to have long-term and short-term goals. And one of the formats they use for creating your goal is the SMART principle, which is your goal should be specific, measurable, accountable, achievable, realistic, and timed. So that's a part of your goals. The next one is a SWOT analysis. And as you can see there, it's the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of your business. The next category is industrial characteristics. In this one, you are going to talk about the demographics, which are the who are your customers, and that can include their age, their income, their education level. Then you want to do the psychographics, which would include your customers' personalities, their values, their attitudes, their lifestyle, and then finally your geographic area. That's all a part of your industry characteristics and trends. Then you want to have on there your customers. I'm sorry, your competitors. With the competitors, you're usually going to pick out 3 competitors, and you want to talk about those competitors' strengths and their weaknesses. And you want to get that for each one of those competitors. I always say to my clients, you may want to visit your competitors. Go Go and use their products and services and see what they do. And we'll talk a little bit about that later. But that's what that's competitors. Sales projections and supporting data. You want to know what your potential customer base is. You want to see what the national trends are in your business. You want to know and be able to articulate what your competitive advantage would be. And you want to share the existing market to capture what's out there and available that you will be able to take under your business for profitability. A marketing plan, I can't tell you how important this is. This is something that you should always consider. And a marketing plan will be either one or a combination of avenues. It could be social media, website, internet advertising, blogs, newsletters, direct mail, radio, newspaper, television. There are all kinds of creative ways for you to do marketing. And I think marketing is really fun because it really gets you connected with your business and the customer. Support professionals, they want to know who's working with you, who's supporting you, who's giving you the information that you need to be successful. And then finally, the financial projections, which are summaries and assumptions for your business. And we'll talk a little bit about that. So that's all the different categories that are typically on a business plan. Some tips on creating a strong business plan. I'll let you read through those, but the first one is your name and the story behind it. You need to have a really good name. We'll talk about name a little bit more. Keeping it simple, making sure it's language that people can understand. If it's a complicated type business, have some charts and graphs so that it can be explained in a manner that the average person that's not doing that type of business can understand. Make sure you understand that your business plan is a living document, meaning you should review it and revise it on a regular basis as your business grows, as your business expands, as your product line expands. That's all a part of your business plan. You want to review it before you present it to anyone. You want to review it with a critical eye, as if you are an outsider that knows nothing about the business. Being honest and realistic. Keep it confidential. Everybody does not need to know that you're starting your new business and what the concept is. It may be something that nobody else in the area is doing, so you want to keep that confidential. Start your business plan as soon as you are deciding to start your business. You may not have the financials in every piece, but start writing down some of those categories and fine-tuning that as soon as you decide to go in business. And complete a cash flow analysis to determine the feasibility of your business. You need to understand your revenue. How are you going to be obtaining your revenue? How much is that revenue? And of course, it's projections, but those projections are going to be based on realistic activities because you should be in that industry or have an expert in that industry that can help you determine what the revenue will be for the business. And then you want to make sure you are accounting for every expense that this business is going to have, right down to the ink pens, or if it's a restaurant, to the number of forks that you're going to use. You need to have a really firm grasp. And that takes me to the last point, which is always know your financial numbers. Once again, if you're not planning, you're planning to fail. And planning really takes in consideration the financials behind your business. This is a sample of a cash flow projection worksheet. I know it's kind of hard to see, but I just wanted you to look at it real quickly. The top line is cash on hand. That's what you're starting with. Then you have the receipts, which is your revenue, how you are bringing in those sales. And then cash paid out would be your expenses. And at the bottom, it has cash position. You always want to have that as a positive number. That would be your net profit. And of course, here at the this SBDC, that's what we do. We help you determine the feasibility of that business before you move forward. Or if you are expanding, we help you with that as well. Okay, so you've written the business plan and you check the feasibility and it's a go, the business is good, you're gonna have a profit at the bottom. Now what's your next steps? Naming your business. What's in a name? The name of your business is important because it should tell the average person who's not familiar with you what type of products and services you offer. You want to make sure that there's something that indicates that in your name. Your name should be distinctive and memorable, and it should be professional, reflect your brand. And I use the word brand quite a few on here. And let me tell you what I mean by brand. I'm just going to give you a definition of brand. A brand is a name, term, design, symbol, or any other feature that distinguishes one seller's good or services from another. So whenever you're creating your name, you want to make sure that name will be able to translate to a great brand. It should be distinctive in color and shapes. You may even have a slogan, like I think McDonald's is, I'm loving it, or you're loving it, or whatever it is. But that slogan goes with the brand. And remember that you and your business are bonded by your brand. You are your business brand, and your business is a part of you. Now, once you've gotten the name, now we're going to go to registering your business with the Secretary of State. Or if you decide to be a sole proprietor, you would file an assumed name certificate with the local clerk of court. Just a note at the bottom, to register with the Secretary of State, you have to have a physical address. Even if your business is an online business, or if it's a mobile business where you're working out of a car and you're going to your clients, it still needs to have a physical address when you're registering. They will not accept the PO box. One important thing, and I'm going fast, it's a lot of information, but once again, if you make an appointment with us, of course, we spend a lot more time with you to explain everything. But when you're registering with the Secretary of State, you have to decide what is your legal structure. Now, a lot of people throw around these names like sole proprietor, partnership, corporation, LLC, S Corp, and have no idea what these terms really mean. So it's up to you to really investigate that and see which legal structure for your business works best for you. Just to let you know in advance, here at the SBDC, we do not help with partnerships, corporations, and S Corps to get started. We can help with doing business plans and projections after you started your business, but those creations of legal structures are a little bit more complicated. So we just deal with sole proprietorships and limited liability companies. The rest of those would need to have a professional in those areas to create those legal structures. Now, before you do your registration with the Secretary of State, you need to go to the IRS and get your EIN, which is also known as a federal identification number. It also may be called a tax identification number. Once again, they're all the same. What I really want to point out to you here is that getting this number is at no cost to you. No one should be charging you to get an EIN. It's something that you can do on your own, or once again, with the help of us here at the SBDC. We can help you with getting the EIN. Then you're going to go to the registration to register with the Secretary of State, and the site that they use is called GoBiz. And there you would go in and register that business. It's going to ask you a lot of questions. Some of the questions can be kind of confusing, especially if you've never done it before. Once again, that's why we're here to walk you through it. There are other businesses and individuals that may provide this service to you as at a cost, and that's fine if you want to pay that. However, we do that service and walk you through it here with at no fee to you. Also, one thing to remember is once you have registered with the Secretary of State, you must go in and file an annual report each year around the anniversary date of your company being registered with the Secretary of State. And if I'm not mistaken, when it gets close to that time, the Secretary of State will send you an email and let you know that it's time for you to file your annual report. Now, if you decide to do a sole proprietorship, you would just go to your local clerk of court and file a registration for assumed name certificate. They can walk you through the process. It's very simple. For the Secretary of State registration and also the assumed name certificate with the clerk of court, I think the cost is around the same, around $100. You can verify that with your clerk of court, but I know for the Secretary of State, it's $100 to file your LLC. Now, the next step, if you are selling products and goods, merchandise, you're going to need to get a sales tax ID number. Now, there are some service companies that may also need a sales tax ID number, but there's some questions you have to answer to find out if that's the case. But you will need to get a sales tax ID number if you are selling products and merchandise. If you're going to have employees, you're going to need to do state withholding number. You need the federal unemployment tax account and a state unemployment tax account. That's a part of your responsibilities as an employer, and you have employees. There's some other responsibilities there that we won't go into because it's just a little bit more complicated, but this is the basics. Okay, so this is really important, the establishing your finances. Most businesses are not successful, once again, because they have not adequately planned for their finances. And once again, you've got to know your numbers. You have got to know your numbers. So you need to find out where will you get your startup funding. And there are, this is just a small list of where you can get your startup funding. Let me tell you right now, there are no grants for startup accounts. I get that question at least once a day, every day of the week, and when I'm out with family and friends on the weekends. There are no grants. There are some companies out there that claim to offer grants. I'm going to tell you in advance, be very careful with those companies. Make sure you do your proper due diligence on the reputation of those companies and if they are really legitimate. But typically for startup, you can get loans, and loans can be from the financial institutions, friends, family, circle of influence. You can have investors. You can have use equity out of your home, your savings accounts. I've even had people to go in and withdraw some money from their 401k or get a loan against their 401k to fund their business. So there's lots of options there. Do you have equity injection? Which simply means, do you have money to put into the business? Most banks or lenders are going to require that you have at least 15 to 30% of money to invest in your business in most cases. Banks expect you to personally guarantee your business loan. You are not going to be able to walk into a bank and say, hey, I want to get a loan under my business name and I'm just starting up. Your business at that point has no history. It has no credit history. So you're going to need to have a personal guarantee with your own credit, which brings me to the next point. How is your credit? What is your credit score? Once again, I find that from my banking experience and now as a business consultant here, that's not always a comfortable conversation. For some reason, people shy away from credit, but it's definitely something you need to think about and have control over. Bankers look at what they call the 6 C's of business credit, and it's character, capacity, capital, conditions, collateral, and common sense. For character is just your history of being willing to repay the loan that you're going to get. Capacity is, how are you going to pay this loan back? Are you going to use your full-time job that you have now to fund your business? And are you able to make those loan payments? Capital is simply the property and assets that total more than the debts that you owe. Condition, we've really had some conditions that have been difficult situations that's made it hard for businesses to meet their financial obligations. And conditions for us, for instance, is the last 4 named storms that we had that affected a lot of businesses and still are affecting businesses, but that is a condition. Collateral, that's pretty self-explanatory, but the last one, common sense. When you are writing a business plan and having those projections, they have to make sense. Give you a brief example. We had a business that was in a small town and they wanted to start a buffet, and the population of the city probably was not more than 50,000, but he wanted us to write a business plan that would show that he would get $1 million in profit the first year. That's not realistic. That doesn't make good business sense. So you want to make sure your business plan makes sense. Ask yourself, do these questions. Do I have adequate credit to start? Most lenders require 680, but there are some exceptions based on some of the other factors I talked about. Your ability to repay, the level of collateral you have, how are you personally going to guarantee the loan? So just because you don't have a 680 credit score does not mean you cannot start your business or get a loan. This is just on average. What steps should I take to improve my credit if you do not have adequate credit? There are steps to take. Not having a good credit score or great credit score, once again, does not stop you from being successful. It might make it a little bit more difficult to begin with, but it's not impossible. Find out what is being reported on your credit report. There is a website you can go to, I have it listed there, where you can go in and pull a free credit report from all 3 agencies. That would be TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. Each one of those reporting agencies, which are the most popular ones, will be a resource for you to see what's being reported. To get your credit score, you may have to pay a couple extra dollars. It's well worth it, knowing what your credit score, because it's a measurement of how you're doing. And get a copy at least once a year. Visit your credit report at least once a year, so you can see if things are being reported adequately, if there's anything you need to have disputed, or just make sure it's right. Address issues being reported on your credit report. Don't avoid them. If there's an issue there, address it. And if you don't know how to do it yourself, get some professional help. There are companies out there. Once again, I caution you to be very diligent on finding out the reputation of those companies, but there are companies and individuals whose business is to help improve your credit. Just make sure you do your homework before you start business with them. Now we've talked about a lot, and I'm talking fast because I want to make sure I get everything in. But once again, if you have questions, please put them in the box. Obtain required license and permits. Every business has to have an occupational license unless they're in a jurisdiction that does not require it. If you are in the city of Lake Charles or surrounding areas, you will be required to get an occupational license. That's even if your business is online and you work from home. An occupational license is not the same thing as a certificate of occupancy. So make sure that you do your research, find out the differences, and find out what license, permits, and certificates may be needed for your type of business. For instance, if you're doing a lawn service, you may not have to have a special requirement or permit to do that type of business. However, if you are a cosmetologist, you're going to need a license from the state board. So you need to understand what is required for the business that you're starting. And at the bottom, once again, I'm going to reiterate, do your research. It's your responsibility to know what is required for your business. Here at the SBDC, we are a great resource, but we handle all kinds of different businesses. So it'd be next to impossible for us to understand or have a list of every permit, every certificate, every license that's needed for every business. So you as the expert are responsible for finding that information out. Okay, marketing your business. Once again, I don't know how it's become that for me, but I think marketing is fun. Follow your business plan strategies. As I listed at the beginning, having a business plan is a part of your, having a marketing strategy is a part of your business plan. So you need to follow that and make sure that you are identifying your clients and making sure that your marketing plans are geared toward your specific demographic or psychographic or geographic client. You want to create a website. It's next to, I would say, just a terrible move not to have a website, no matter what type of business you have. Since the pandemic, we've gotten trends in business that people shop internet even before they walk into a store. So if I'm shopping for something, I know I do it all the time, I'm going to go and I'm going to Google that business near me. And if you don't have a website, I'm going to tell you personally from my shopping experience, your name might pop up on that Google search, but I'm going to go to the one that has a website before I go to the one that does not. I want to see what's in that store or that service. I want to see if they have reviews. I want to see if they have prices on there. So having a website is a non-negotiable in today's market. Having a social media presence is also a must. If you are not using the cheap, inexpensive advertisement that comes along with social media like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you're really missing out on some inexpensive ways to get to your client and customer base, and also extending that geographic area. You may be able to, through Facebook, do business with someone who's completely on the other side of the country simply because they're friends with somebody that you know, and you're able to do that advertising. So having a social media presence is really, really important. Make sure your business name appears when similar businesses are searched on the internet. There's a way for you to make sure that your name pops up when someone Googles that industry. You need to understand how that's done. Once again, if you don't know how it's done, get a professional to give you marketing help. And the expense of marketing should be a part of your business plan, and it's something that should be in your cash flow projections for every month. It's just as normal as the goods that you're going to sell. You need to have an expense for marketing. Now, the next one is business insurance. Do you really need it? Absolutely. No matter what type of business you're in, if you are serving the public and have clients, you should have some type of business insurance. Let's say, for instance, you're an independent contractor. You don't really work for anybody else, but you travel from point A to point B on a consistent basis. You need insurance. You need commercial insurance. You need to make sure that you are getting with your insurance agent or someone in that insurance industry to find out exactly what it is you're needing. We have some that are popular and listed here. Once again, commercial auto insurance. If you're using your personal vehicle for business purposes, you need to make sure you have insurance that covers that. Key man insurance. That's not someone holding a key and that and kind of insurance. Key man experience insurance extends to an individual in that business that's so necessary that if they're not there, the business cannot run. So this insurance will pay money to the company to hire or get someone in to take that key man's position so the business does not stop functioning. General liability, that's just what it says. Just general liability if someone's in your business and they slip down and fall or whatever the case may be, general liability. Professional liability or error and omissions. Some businesses that need those type of insurances may be accountants, real estate agents, notaries. This is insurance in the event you make a mistake while you are practicing your business, but it wasn't a malicious mistake. It was just simply a mistake, but it caused a financial burden to your client. And this insurance is there to make that client whole. If you have employees, you need workman's compensation. Some contractors are jobs that require some type of structural service or product will need a bond, added insurance that if this is not done correctly, that person will be compensated. And the last one, which is business income or loss of rental income. I'm going to give you two examples. One is for business income. Let's say you're in a shopping strip and the business 2 doors over from you had a fire. The fire was not in your unit, but it was 2 businesses down from you. So they've closed the whole shopping strip because it's a hazard. Well, true enough, that was not your business. However, you cannot do business because that shopping strip has been shut down for a period of time. Business income will take care of that. Loss of rental income. This was so important during the storms. There were so many people who had real estate properties, investors, and if they did not have loss of rental income, they were still responsible for paying that mortgage on that property, even though they were not getting rent from renters because they had relocated or the property was damaged. So that's just a few types of insurance. But when you go into business, I suggest you sit down with your insurance agent and find out if the type of business you have will require any type of special insurance. Now let's talk about what we do. I've covered on a very high level steps that you would take to start a business. Let me tell you what we do. Our services are confidential and they're free. We assist with the following services: registering your business with the Secretary of State, applying for your EIN, assisting with developing a business plan and cash flow projections. We help with marketing strategies. We help with professional management guidance for your business. And there are a lot of other areas that we can help you with. The reason why I had this on a separate slide and I brought attention to it, because I've had so many clients that are starting small businesses that has Googled, how do I start my LLC? And these companies pop up and they're charging you anywhere from $300. The most I've seen is $1,300 to do an LLC, an EIN, and some of the services that we will provide to you for free. So before you pay to have any of these services completed for you on your behalf of your small business, please contact your local SBDC, your local Small Business Development Center. If you're not here in Lake Charles, there's 9 centers across Louisiana. So you can contact any one of those. And that calls, I promise you, that call will save you money before you pay for any other business to do that service. Okay, so that's it for me. If you have any questions, please put them in the box. Also, if you want to contact us, this is our information. We're the Louisiana SBDC at McNeese. Our phone number is 337-475-5529. And our email address is lsbdc.mcniece@louisianasbdc.org, or you can request consultation by going to www.louisianasbdc.org. We also offer hundreds of webinars and workshops throughout the whole 10 centers in Louisiana. So if we don't have a webinar or workshop that you're looking for, one of our other centers may. So take advantage of that. Let me see if I can go here, and I am going to stop sharing my screen. I'm back. Can you see me?
Yes. So we want to thank you, Ms. Kimberly, for all of your information. Looks like there may be a question here. So Mr. Jack asks, do you guys assist in obtaining a DUNS number?
Yes, we can help with that as well.
Okay. Could you give a little feedback on what a DUNS number is good for?
A Dun and Bradstreet number is used to identify your business. It's almost like a credit reporting agency for businesses. That's the best way I can explain it. And most businesses that are kind of be contracting with local, state, or federal agencies are going to need a DUNS number to go in and do their SAMS registration. I know that probably means nothing to you right now, but a DUNS number is one that kind of gives, if you go in and search DUNS number and go to the actual website, you can pull up a company's DUNS number, and it gives information about that actual company, such as its size, its revenue, how many employees it has, where it's located. And that's kind of what most people use it for. But I know if you are trying to get a local, state, or a federal contract, you need to get a Dun and Bradstreet number.
And he also followed up with, does it require payment to get a DUNS number?
No, but if you go to the website, they offer different types of services that can be a add-on that they will charge you for. I can't tell you right off the top of my head what those services are, but I know that you can opt to have some of their services that are that has a cost. But getting the DUNS number, no, there's no cost.
And so we just want to thank everyone for being on today. Again, we're Southwest Louisiana Credit Union, and we have Shelly and Catherine here, and they are from our Business Services Department. So just like Ms. Kimberly talked about, you know, helping you get your business started and getting all your logistical stuff together in regards to making your business legal and all that. We want to come in after that and help you be able to obtain potentially the financing that you need to get your business started. So something that we do here at Southwest is that we recently started doing small businesses and having small business services. And what we want to specialize in or really have a focus on are your startup businesses, your what you know the term is now I think micro businesses. We can do the big stuff too, but we want to help the people, you know, who just want to, you know, kickstart, you know, their, if you got a lawn service and you want to make that legit and you want to start buying you some equipment, you know, and really start to brand your business and get out there and make that a thing. We want to help to make that happen. If you want to have a food truck, you know, and that's something either you want to make full time or something you want to do on the side, we want to make that happen for you. If you sell t-shirts, you make t-shirts and you want to make that a thing, like you want that to be a legit business, we want you to go talk to Miss Kimberly, get all that stuff together, and then come talk to us and we'll give you that startup money that you need. Of course, like Miss Kimberly talks about backs on the personal side, you know, you may need to do it that way, but we can help you get that money. You may not need $500,000 to get started. You might just need 20,000, 30, 40,000 to actually start buying you some equipment, buying you a trailer, buying you a truck. And I'm gonna let Shelly and Catherine, they know how to do this. I'm just here to do the marketing, but they can talk really in detail about it. But it gets me excited because it helps, you know, just the common man who's out there, you know, who wants to kickstart his dream. And the way that we have our program set up really complements the services that you guys offer. So I'm gonna let Shelley or Catherine talk about the services that we can provide for you guys that are on. And if you know people who are not on, you can share that information with them. Go ahead.
So after you meet with Ms. Kimberly and you have a lot of that stuff situated as far as your paperwork for your business, we do offer accounts here, and that's mainly what Catherine does. She would help you get your business account open. Your business savings account is your membership account, and she'll go into more detail about the accounts. But once your account is open, you're eligible to all of the services that we offer, like our small business loans, whatever size business loan you're wanting to apply for. But, and like they were saying earlier, we can help you with a startup loan. I know one of the slides said most banks or credit unions may require a minimum credit score of 680. We do not have a minimum credit score requirement here. So a lot of places that you may have heard about or try to go to, and they've maybe told you no before because your credit score is too low, you don't have to worry about that here, because we do not look. The only thing your credit score is going to do for us on the personal side is, of course, base your interest rate. And, you know, on the business side, it's more of a risk rating to determine what your interest rate is going to be. But don't worry about your credit score. We are going to look at the whole picture. We're going to look at, you know, your business, if it looks like it may be a good business, like she was saying earlier, if everything makes sense, then we should be able to help you. And it can be, you know, like Makita said, from big loans, small loans. It can be just you trying to start a lawn business, you know, getting a couple of contracts for that, or, you know, trying to build your business, trying to build a new office space for a business, anything like that. We can help with everything from big to small. So even if you're not ready to apply for the loan, you can still come in and just talk to us and get some more information about it, or see what you need to do to get ready to apply for your loan. Or if you want some more information on accounts, me and Catherine are both located at the Ryan Street branch. So if y'all want to walk in, y'all can do that and come and speak with either of us. And I'll let Catherine talk about the account stuff.
Thank you, Shelley. So thank you for watching. It's been fun. I've learned a lot, actually. So first things first, let's talk about eligibility. To join Southwest, you can either work for one of our employee groups if you have a 9-to-5, or we've recently opened to a community charter where if you live, work, or worship within Calcasieu, Cameron, or Beauregard Parish. Once that eligibility has been established, there's certain documents, business documents that I need based on what your business structure is. So if you're a sole proprietorship, there's certain documents I need, LLC, partnership, corporation, etc. Just give me a call, set an appointment, walk in, and I can give you all of that information. We fund the basic membership with the business savings. It's $25, just like our personal accounts would be. The business checking is $100. Starting next month, we're going to have a $15 a month service fee for the business checking, but it's tax deductible. So you'll pay that up front and then just claim it on your taxes next year.
Very good. And to piggyback off of what Shelley said and Ms. Kimberly said, so they offer you, Ms. Kimberly at the Small Business Development Center can help you with the projections. And I think that's something that Shelley and her team uses when they're looking at, when she talked about if it's a good loan, having that backing from the Small Business Development Center, you know, coming in with your business plan, showing that you did your projections. You know, when you do your due diligence and you say, hey, I've done the research, I've looked into this, you know, this looks feasible. I have a plan, you know, if I have a plan for the money, this is what it looks like I should be able to make. I've checked into my competitors. I see what's feasible for, you know, the location. That gives Shelley and her team a leg to stand on when they're going back for you. And they're saying, hey, this is a good business. We want to finance this business. We want to give these people the money that they need to get started because this is going to thrive because they've done their work. So, you know, get the support from the free resources in the community, like the Small Business Development Center. Your tax money pays for these services. So we want to make sure that you guys we all take advantage of those services. If small business and entrepreneurship is something that you aspire for, make sure that you go set up that appointment with Ms. Kimberly and the other reps at the Small Business Development Center. And then, you know, go right down the street to the Ryan Street office where Shelley and Catherine are. They're literally like almost next to each other. So really just right down the street at the Ryan Street office, you can stop in, make an appointment with Shelley and Catherine, and they can really, you know, sit down with you, take it step by step and say, hey, this is what I need you to bring in. Hey, this is what we need. You know, and judgment free, like come talk to us. That's the big thing. Come talk to us. Go talk to Miss Kimberly. These services are free. Don't feel like you have to, you know, drown in information or drown in research trying to figure things out. You have professionals like Kimberly, Catherine, and Shelly, who can help you, you know, sort through that information and to get to nail down your business and get you the money and the resources that you need to be successful. I think there's another chat. Go ahead, Miss Kimberly.
I just want to say too, I didn't say it before, but I want to acknowledge our center director, who's Susan Thibodeau, and she's been with the SBDC for a while now, so she's very knowledgeable and very easy to work with as well. And then we have Elizabeth Jimney, who's also a part of the team, and she is a part-time business consultant, but her specialty is marketing. So we don't have a big staff here. So the only challenge we have sometime is being able to cover everybody, because we do get so many requests. So you have to be a little patient with us, but we definitely will get back with you and help walk you through the process. As long as you're willing to do your part and do the homework that we give you, it just makes it a whole lot easier and smoother.
Well, again, thank you. I think there's another chat here. Let's see. Can scroll back up. Okay, so this Mr. Randall said that thanks for this. I'm retired now from having my own business, but I'm considering starting a smaller related business. Residential construction was my past. Now looking into maybe handyman projects. He said, I've worked with the Small Business Development Center for help in the past. So we hope that Mr. Randall, you got the help you needed with your businesses. And I'm sure that if you get started with something else with the handyman service, Ms. Kimberly and her team will be there to help you. And if you need any money, we can help to fund it for you. So thank you for that comment, Mr. Randall. And Devin said he's worked with Catherine before and she did pretty good for him. And thank you, Affordable Awnings, for being on today. And we hope that the information, again, was informational for you and enlightening. And please, even if you've already started your business, I think, Ms. Kimberly, if I'm wrong in saying this, stop me. But even if you've already started your business, you know, and you need some help, you need to realign some things, readjust, you know, put pen to paper again and see, you know, things aren't going how you thought they were going to go. And you want to see how you can, you know, stop the bleeding before it gets too bad, you know, go talk to Ms. Kimberly and then come talk to us. Maybe we need to restructure some things on your personal side that we can get you in line on the business side to get what you need. So we want to be a resource for you in this community on the financial side, on the business services side, with the planning and everything for you guys. And also, I don't know if Shelly mentioned it, but even if you're looking into purchasing rental property that you want to lease, you know, or you want to buy some rental property so that you can rent space to others or use it as investment properties, that's something that we can help you do as well. So your small business is a big deal to us at Southwest Louisiana Credit Union. And, you know, if you have questions, again, go by, see Ms. Kimberly, come down the street, talk to Shelly and Catherine. Don't be ashamed of your idea. You may have the next big thing. And they have the resources there at the Small Business Development Center to help you. You know, like she said, there's a marketer on staff there. You know, there's people who can help you crunch the numbers. They can help you get that logistical stuff in order. Take advantage of it. You know, those are free services that you don't have. You can use that money that you were going to spend on those things to invest in product or, you know, startup costs for your business. So again, Ms. Kimberly, we thank you for your expertise.
Okay.
We thank you for your time. And for everyone that's still on, we thank you for spending this hour with us to get this great information. And what I want to do, what we hope to do, is be able to offer something like this in person very soon. So we hope that maybe to be able to do this again, and we'll have it in person. And if you want to join us for something live and interactive, be looking for that hopefully before the year ends, which we still got a lot of time. Maybe we'll be able to do it in person and answer some questions in person. So we thank you for joining us. Shelly and Catherine, you have anything?
No, that's it.
All right, well, Miss Kimberly, if you don't have anything, we'll let these fine folks go back and get started on their stuff for their business, and hopefully you'll be hearing from them soon.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you guys for
Thank
joining,
y'all.
and y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.